Hey guys, I am back. So I wanted to come on here and do episode 2. So the last conversation that we had, I was speaking about just like kind of like where my head was at in that moment. I like go through days where I kind of like will wake up and just be like going through it, or I'll wake up and I'll be okay. Like I can put my mind to other things as far as like filming YouTube and stuff. Since then, I've had plenty of conversations with my friend Ty. I know I've referenced her in past videos about being very like self-aware and being able to have these like emotionally aware conversations with me. Conversations that I've had with her, we were just talking about like I've still just had the same feeling of feeling like unfulfilled with life. A big thing that I'm struggling with is that like my injuries are stopping me pretty much from doing like anything physical that could either benefit me. I tore a ligament in my left ankle, and then my knee I didn't get an MRI on, so I don't know if there's any like serious injury. I think it's just banged up though. And then I have whiplash in my upper back and scoliosis in my lower back. So something that I've been struggling with lately is in some of my relationships, I've just felt like I've like given more than I'm receiving. And it's difficult because in these relationships, obviously, if they've like surpassed anything past me, like cutting off like people pleasing kind of thing, then it's like, I feel like that reflects how important the relationship is to me possibly. Or maybe I let those slip through the cracks because I'm closer to these people. Like, I don't know. But I just feel like I've done more for people. And like now it's like I said again in my last video, it's my time to be needy. Like I need shit. Like I need support. I need like just someone to talk to sometimes, like someone to get me out the house, like, hey, I'll come pick you up, like all this stuff. And I just feel like people aren't reciprocative of that. And not even to say, like, not even in a conscious way, but it kind of like hurts just as bad, or if not more, to think like subconsciously someone's not even keeping you in mind. Like, so I was like struggling a little bit with that because I'm just like, dang, like it's just hard to not feel like it's more confirmation that like I'm not important in someone else's life. Like I already had to grow up with my family, not saying my family, I don't want to say my family because it's not like my whole family, but a lot of the adults in my family, especially my parents, like I had to grow up feeling like I'm not important. Like I'm just tired of feeling like I'm like putting out more than I'm getting, because it's like the being there for people is like allowing them to like trauma dump, or like when someone else is going through something, like I'm there for them. But it's like in the reverse, when it's time for me to dump my shit, like y'all are not there for me. So it's like I can't like make room for your shit because you're not making room for mine, kind of thing. I feel like growing up with my parents, like I always wanted them to be like proud of me, I guess you could say, like basically make them happy. So in the long run, like I feel like I grew up and like want people to be happy. It's like if I make you happy, I know you want to be around me. But it's like you should want to be around me because I'm me, like I'm lit, period. Like I need to make room for people that like feed my soul. My friend Ty, she feeds me. Every time I get off the phone with her, I feel like I'm leaving with more than what I showed up with. Like that's the type of friendships that I want. Like I want friendships that I can talk to you about anything. I don't want like the shallow surface friendships. Like we only talk about boys. We only talk about I don't know, because a lot of girls only talk about boys, but some people are like, it's not that deep. And those type of people, I'm sorry, are just not for me, because I'm a deep person. Like it is that deep for me. A lot of shit be the principle. I feel like I've done a lot of work, like self-work, in recognizing behaviors that I didn't want to carry from my parents. So that takes a lot of like self-awareness and like sitting with yourself, and like really just thinking about like scenarios, memories, whatever, where like maybe your parents like acted an ass. Like for example, like my mom, she was always very like loud. She was always very like intimidating to like the normal person. Like we were used to, me and my siblings were pretty used to like her loudness and stuff, because obviously like we lived with her and stuff. But it's like, you know, she would just be the type of person to go out and like, let's say we was in a grocery store and someone like looked at her for too long, she's the type of person to be like, yes, like, can I help you? And it's like, I can honestly say that I have developed that attitude in my like younger years of being an adult. Because growing up, you know, you look at your parents, like a role model. So it's like when as I was growing up, I'm looking at my mom like, she's so strong, like she's sticking up for herself. I wanted to be like that. And as I got older, I started to emulate that until I got to a point of like being even older and being like, she's wilding. Like, there's no reason to be yelling at people you don't even know. Like, just go in the store, get your shit and go. Like, 9 times out of 10, like, do you see how pretty we are? My family is pretty. So it's like, we're going to go out and people are going to stare at us. That's normal. Like, now I just kind of be like, okay, whatever. Like, or if someone's like stares at me for too long, I'll say hi. Like, sometimes I'm not going to lie, like, it's still in me where I'll be like, all right, you wilding, because I don't like for people to feel like they're like intimidating me, like men, like older men intimidating, because I look young. Like, a lot of people think I'm like 21, just being out like in the world, not speaking to me. So I feel like older men, they feel like just like staring at me for a long period of time is gonna like make me feel like vulnerable or feel like weak. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't like when people feel like you can try to intimidate me by staring at me. So like, I'll black on you by then. But if it's just somebody like looking at me because they're like, wow. And that's something too, is like my mom is also black with light eyes. Like, my father's also black with light eyes. Like, people are gonna be curious. Like, just growing up with those like toxic like behaviors, just feeling like I can go out and like yell at anyone is like ridiculous. Like, even I've like been out with my mother and we've like gotten into a fight like with men, like physical fight with men, and it's like certain, like me now, like I don't want to conduct myself like that. Just certain toxic behaviors that when I was like, let's say in my teens, so let's say like 14, and then my mom is like Bad Girls Club, but like in your face. Like, I didn't have to go to no TV show because she was right here type of thing. That's what it was giving. And so growing up, like I said, like me and my sister were all like, oh my gosh. And I just feel like certain situations I've been in, like it's never like ruined the opportunity for me. But certain situations I've been in, I'm like looking, like I could look back and be like, I could have handled that better, being that I emulated my mom in that moment type of thing. As for my father, I really didn't pick up it was very early for me with my father that I recognized like, this is everything I don't want in a man. Like, when I was in high school, I was learning in psychology, I think, about Freud and how like people like date people that are similar to their parents or whatever. And I remember like asking questions because I was like, whoa, like I don't want anybody like my father, like absolutely not. And yeah, I feel like I was just very quick to be like, this is what I don't want. If that makes sense. And I thought that it's so weird, like consciously you try to make the decision. So I thought that I was picking men that like weren't like my father. And then now at 27, looking back at 16, 17-year-old me, so like a 10-year recap, I can honestly say that like who I was with at that time definitely like reflects qualities that my father has. And it might not be like horrible qualities. Like, I'm not calling either person a horrible person. But there are just qualities in my father like I do not want in my household. Like, my father is very judgmental. If he has a bigger problem with you personally, like as a person, he will like disrespect you on purpose, if that makes sense. Which is like, I don't know. I hope this wasn't like as everywhere as I feel it was. I think we were able to like talk about how relationships relate to like your parents raising you. I hope I didn't talk y'all ear off for too much. Make sure that y'all are liking the video. Leave a comment down below. Like, let me know that you like this video. Let me know what I could improve on. And hit that subscribe button. Like, I'm trying to share my story, but I'm also trying to like spread awareness through y'all. Like, I want y'all to give me feedback so that I know like how to cater to y'all, so that when I'm talking, I'm not wasting y'all time and y'all not feeling like, oh, this is not a video for me. Like, I hit that freaking subscribe button. Share my page. Like, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. But I appreciate y'all for sitting with me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.